What if your inner peace was a fortress, and your greatest duty was to be its unshakable guardian? What if the emotional chaos of the world is not a force you must surrender to, but a siege you can learn to calmly and masterfully repel? The Stoics knew the art of this sacred defense. Protect your masculine frame from emotional chaos. Stoicism, compiled and published by Stoic Power. Lesson 1. Recognize emotional chaos triggers. Imagine you are the commander of a great and peaceful fortress. Your most dangerous enemy is not the army gathered on the horizon, but the silent, unseen saboteur who slips inside your walls, disguised as a common citizen. This saboteur's mission is to open the gates from within at the moment of crisis, causing panic and chaos. Your first and most critical duty as commander is to learn to recognize these hidden agents before they can act. These saboteurs are your emotional chaos triggers. This is the first lesson in protecting your masculine frame. Many of us are in a state of inner conflict, where we are the well-meaning but naive commander of our own inner fortress. We are constantly being thrown into chaos and panic by our own emotional reactions, and we have no idea why. We are surprised by our own outbursts of anger, our sudden waves of anxiety, or our defensive reactions, because we have never learned to identify the secret agents within our own minds that are causing this turmoil. This is a critical and deeply painful problem, because a fortress that can be compromised from within is not a fortress at all. If you do not recognize your own emotional triggers, you are perpetually vulnerable. You are a commander who cannot trust his own people. This leaves you feeling powerless and constantly on edge, waiting for the next inexplicable internal explosion. It makes it impossible to maintain a strong, steady frame in your interactions, because at any moment, a hidden trigger can be activated, causing your composure to crumble and your authority to evaporate. You cannot protect your peace from the outside world if you cannot first protect it from the traitors within your own mind. The transformative solution is to become the vigilant, discerning commander of your own inner world. It is the Stoic habit of applying a calm, investigative awareness to your own emotional reactions, so that you can learn to recognize the specific triggers that incite chaos and neutralize them before they can open the gates. The core idea is rooted in the Stoic discipline of assent. The Stoics taught that it is not the external event itself that causes our chaos, but the initial, automatic judgment or impression that we attach to it. The trigger is not the critical comment from your boss. The trigger is your internal saboteur, the thought that whispers, "He thinks I'm incompetent." The chaos is not the traffic jam. The trigger is the thought that whispers, "My time is being disrespected and I am powerless." The Stoic warrior trains himself to spot these subversive thoughts the moment they appear and to question their credentials before he believes them. This ancient wisdom feels alive because it transforms us from a confused and reactive victim into a powerful and proactive intelligence officer of our own mind. To begin this counterintelligence operation, you must become a student of your own psyche. The first actionable step is to conduct a trigger debriefing. After your next emotional overreaction, once you have calmed down, take out a journal and ask, who was the saboteur? Identify the specific thought story that caused the chaos. For example, the trigger was the story that my partner's bad mood was my fault. The second step is to create a most wanted list. As you identify these recurring saboteur thoughts, write them down. Give them a name: the "I'm not respected" trigger, the "I'm going to fail" trigger. Awareness is the first step to capture. The third step is to develop a challenge phrase. This is a simple, rational question you will ask every time you spot one of your saboteurs, such as, is this thought actually true, or is it just an old story? The benefits of applying these actions are a profound shift from a state of chaotic reactivity to one of calm, controlled awareness. You will stop being a victim of your own mind and start becoming its master. The emotional ambushes will become less frequent and less powerful because you will see them coming. This is the first and most critical step in building a truly secure inner fortress. The transformation you will experience in your life is one from a vulnerable commander to a vigilant one. Your call to action is to identify your number one saboteur. For the next week, your only mission is to catch this one recurring trigger in the act. Do not try to fight it. Just see it and silently say to yourself, I see you. This is how you begin to strip the enemy of his power of surprise. Once you have learned to recognize the enemy within, you must build the very foundation of your defense. You cannot fight a battle from unstable ground. The next lesson will teach you how to build the unshakable bedrock of inner stillness first. If you are ready to become the guardian of your own mind, please like this video. And as a final reader hook, remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel for more timeless strategies. Lesson 2. Build inner stillness first. Imagine you are an archer, and your task is to hit a distant target with a single, perfect arrow. The strength of your bow and the straightness of your arrow are important, but the single most critical factor is the stability of the ground upon which you stand. If you are trying to shoot from the deck of a small boat being tossed on a chaotic sea, your aim will be useless. To shoot with accuracy and power, you must first be standing on solid, still earth. This solid ground is your inner stillness. This is the second, foundational lesson in protecting your frame. Many of us are in a state of constant inner conflict, where we are trying to perform the difficult and precise actions of life while standing on the heaving deck of a chaotic and agitated mind. We try to make wise decisions, to communicate effectively, and to act with confidence, all while our inner world is a storm of anxiety, worry, and restless energy. The problem with this lack of a still foundation is that it makes every single action in life more difficult and less effective. A mind that is not calm cannot be clear. A mind that is not still cannot be strong. This is a common and painful challenge that people face. You cannot project a frame of calm, masculine authority to the outside world if you do not first possess a state of calm stillness within. Your inner agitation will always betray you, leaking out through your nervous energy, your reactive words, and your hesitant actions. You are the archer on the stormy sea, your potential wasted by your own lack of stability. The transformative solution is to make the cultivation of inner stillness your primary and most important work. It is the Stoic habit of understanding that you must first build the solid ground within yourself before you can ever hope to stand tall and act effectively in the chaotic world. The core idea is that inner stillness, what the Stoics called ataraxia, is the very source of all human power and resilience. It is not a luxury, it is the essential foundation. The Stoics knew that a mind in a state of turmoil is a slave to its impressions. A still mind, however, is a sovereign mind, a mind that can observe the world with clarity, judge with reason, and act with purpose. Through inner stillness and steadfast thinking, the video guides viewers to become resilient, draw strength from within, and live with unshakable confidence. This ancient wisdom feels alive because it teaches a profound truth. You do not find stillness when your problems go away. You find the strength to solve your problems when you first find your stillness. To begin the work of laying this solid ground, you must become a practitioner of peace. The first actionable step is the daily foundation practice. You must commit to 10 minutes of silent meditation every single morning before the chaos of the day begins. This is not negotiable. This is the act of pouring the concrete for your foundation. The second step is to practice stillness in motion. As you go about your day, bring a calm, deliberate awareness to your physical movements. Walk with a steady, unhurried pace. Eliminate fidgeting. Let your body teach your mind what stillness feels like. The third step is to create a mental sanctuary. This is a place in your mind, a quiet forest, a calm lake that you can visualize and retreat to for just 30 seconds. In the midst of a chaotic day, to reconnect with your still center. The benefits of applying these actions are the creation of a profound and unshakable foundation for your life. Your baseline state will shift from one of agitation and anxiety to one of deep, abiding calm. You will find that the small chaos triggers of the world simply lose their power to affect you, because your mind is now too deep to be disturbed by surface-level ripples. Your confidence will soar, not because of anything you have achieved, but because of the solid, the powerful state you now inhabit. This is a profound transformation you will experience in your life. Your call to action is to lay the first part of your foundation today. Your mission is to schedule and complete your first 10-minute foundation practice. Treat it as the most important task of your day, because it is. This is the work that makes all other work possible. Once your foundation of stillness is set, you are ready to build the walls of your fortress. The next lesson will teach you how to strengthen the boundaries that protect your peace, using the powerful mortar of discipline. If you found this lesson valuable, please like this video, and as a final reader hook, remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel. Lesson 3. Strengthen boundaries with discipline. Imagine you have built your foundation of inner stillness, the calm and orderly courtyard at the center of your fortress. Now you must build the walls. A fortress without walls is just an open courtyard, vulnerable to every passing invader and every stray animal. The walls are your boundaries, and the disciplined daily act of maintaining them is what keeps your inner peace secure. This is the third lesson in protecting your masculine frame. Many of us are in a state of inner conflict where we want the peace of the courtyard, but we are afraid or undisciplined when it comes to building and maintaining the walls. We know we should say no more often. We know we should protect our time, but in the moment we give in to social pressure, to our desire to be liked, or to our own lack of resolve. The problem with weak or inconsistent boundaries is that they make your inner stillness impossible to sustain. This is a common and painful challenge that people face. You cannot maintain a state of inner calm if you are constantly allowing the chaos, the drama, and the demands of others to flood into your life unchecked. Your precious mental and emotional energy, the very resources you need to maintain your peace, are constantly being drained by external forces. Your courtyard becomes a trampled, muddy mess because you have failed to be the disciplined guardian of your own gates. The transformative solution is to become the master mason of your own inner fortress. It is the Stoic habit of using a quiet, firm, and unwavering discipline to build, and more importantly, to consistently maintain the boundaries that protect your sacred inner space. The core idea is that boundaries are not acts of aggression. They are acts of profound self-respect and a logical necessity for a peaceful life. The Stoics would see this as a matter of justice and temperance. Justice to yourself requires that you protect your own well-being. Temperance requires that you do not give away your own resources, your time, your energy, your attention, to the point of self-destruction. A disciplined boundary is a calm, rational statement of your own value and your own priorities. This gentle wisdom teaches that a strong wall is actually an act of kindness. It prevents the resentment and burnout that comes from a life without limits, allowing your relationships to be healthier and more honest. To begin strengthening your walls, you must become a disciplined sentry. The first actionable step is to clearly define your rules of engagement. In your journal, write down 1 to 3 clear, simple boundaries for your time and energy. For example, I will not engage in gossip, or I will have 1 hour of protected, focused work each morning. These are the blueprints for your wall. The second step is to practice the small no. Start by setting and holding small, low-stakes boundaries in your daily life. Say no to a small, unimportant request. This builds the muscle of discipline. The third step is to be consistent, not intense. The strength of your wall is not in one dramatic, angry confrontation, but in the quiet, boring, and unwavering consistency of its daily enforcement. The benefits of applying these actions are the creation of a truly protected and peaceful inner world. You will reclaim massive amounts of time and energy. You will find that the constant, low-grade stress of being overextended and resentful simply evaporates. High-quality people will respect your strength and clarity, while those who do not respect your boundaries will naturally filter themselves out of your life. The transformation you will experience in your life is one from a vulnerable, open field to a secure and flourishing walled garden. Your call to action is to choose your first stone to lay. Your mission for this week is to choose one small boundary and enforce it with calm, quiet discipline every single time it is tested. Be the sentry who never abandons his post. Your walls protect you from the general chaos. But what happens when the chaos takes the form of a direct personal conflict? The next lesson will teach you the warrior's art of reframing conflict, turning a potential battle into an opportunity for clarity. If you are ready to build your walls, please like this video, and as a final rear hook, remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel. Lesson 4. Reframe conflict into clarity. Imagine a dense, overgrown forest where the sunlight is blocked by a chaotic tangle of vines and underbrush. It is a place of confusion where it is impossible to see the true path forward. A forester who wants to restore the health of this forest might perform a controlled burn. This is a moment of intense, managed chaos. The fire of conflict is deliberately introduced, but its purpose is not destruction. Its purpose is to burn away all the tangled, confusing underbrush, to clear the ground, and to allow the strong, healthy trees to finally receive the sunlight they need to thrive. The fire creates clarity. This is the fourth lesson in protecting your frame. Many of us are in a state of deep inner conflict when it comes to interpersonal conflict. We see it as a purely negative and destructive event, a wildfire that threatens to burn everything down. We either avoid it at all costs, allowing the underbrush of resentment and misunderstanding to grow, or we engage in it with a chaotic emotional rage that only makes the fire worse. The problem with this fear of conflict is that it makes true clarity and authentic connection impossible. This is a common and painful challenge. When you avoid necessary confrontations, small problems are allowed to fester and grow into large, unmanageable ones. When you engage in conflict with uncontrolled emotion, you create more confusion and hurt, and the original issue is never actually resolved. Both paths lead to a dark and tangled forest where nothing healthy can grow. The transformative solution is to become the wise forester of your own relationships. It is the Stoic habit of reframing conflict not as a battle to be won, but as a clarifying fire to be skillfully managed, an opportunity to burn away confusion and reveal the truth. The core idea is that conflict is a neutral tool. It is the mindset we bring to it that makes it either destructive or creative. The Stoic warrior is not afraid of conflict because he has trained his mind to remain calm and rational in the heat of the fire. He enters a conflict not with the goal of winning, but with the goal of seeking the truth and strengthening the relationship through honesty. He understands that a moment of managed, clarifying fire is far healthier than a lifetime of quiet, resentful rot. This ancient wisdom feels alive because it gives us a courageous and constructive path through one of life's most difficult experiences. To begin practicing this art of clarification, you must become the master of the controlled burn. The first actionable step is to define your objective before you enter a conflict. Your goal must not be to prove I am right, but to understand the other person's perspective and to clearly express my own. The second step is to seek to understand before you seek to be understood. Start the conversation by asking questions and by summarizing their point of view to their satisfaction. This lowers their defenses and shows that you are there to find a solution, not to fight. The third step is to attack the problem, not the person. Use I statements to describe your own feelings and needs, rather than you statements that sound like accusations. The benefits of applying these actions are a profound transformation in how you experience disagreements. You will stop dreading conflict and start seeing it as a powerful tool for improving your relationships and your life. You will be able to resolve issues that once seemed impossible, creating a new level of honesty and trust with the people around you. Your masculine frame will be strengthened, as you will become known as a person who can handle difficult conversations with wisdom, courage, and grace. Your call to action is to choose your forest. Identify one small, unresolved issue in one of your relationships that has been allowed to fester. Your mission is not to solve it all at once, but to simply write down your clarifying objective for a future conversation. What is the positive, clear outcome you are truly seeking? Reframing conflict allows you to handle the fire. But the ultimate test of a man's frame is his ability to withstand the direct and intense pressure of a crisis. The next lesson will teach you how to guard your masculine frame when the pressure is at its peak. If this lesson was helpful, please like this video, and as a final reader hook, remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel. Lesson 5. Guard masculine frame under pressure. Imagine a great sailing ship in the grip of a hurricane. The wind and the waves, the immense pressure of the storm, are all trying to do one thing: to break the ship's frame. The most critical part of the ship is its main mast. If the mast, the central pillar of its structure, snaps under the pressure, the sails are useless. The ship loses its direction, and it is at the mercy of the storm. A captain's first duty is to protect the integrity of this mast. Your masculine frame is this mast. This is the 5th lesson in protecting it. Many of us are in a state of inner conflict when the storms of life hit with their full force. A part of us wants to stand tall and be the strong mast, but another, more powerful part of us is terrified. We feel the immense pressure, and our instinct is to bend, to break, to crumble. The problem is that a frame that breaks under pressure is no frame at all. This is a common and painful challenge that the reader faces. Your masculine frame can be defined as your core set of principles, your sense of self, and your unwavering commitment to your own chosen path. When you are under pressure, this is the very thing that is being tested. If you abandon your principles, lose your composure, and become a purely reactive creature in a crisis, you have communicated to yourself and to the world that your frame is weak and unreliable. This is the moment where true character is revealed, and a broken frame is a profound failure of that character. The transformative solution is to become the master shipwright of your own soul. It is the Stoic habit of deliberately building and reinforcing your inner frame so that when the inevitable hurricanes of life arrive, your mast will hold. The core idea is that your frame is not your ego or your toughness. It is your rational ruling faculty, your hegemonicon. It is your ability to remain a calm, principle-driven, and rational being in the very heart of chaos. The Stoics trained for this relentlessly. They knew that pressure does not build character, it reveals it. The daily work you do on your mind and your principles is the act of reinforcing your mast. This gentle wisdom teaches that strength under pressure is not a magical quality. It is the result of consistent, deliberate preparation. To begin reinforcing your frame, you must become a student of pressure. The first actionable step is to practice voluntary hardship. You must expose yourself to small, controlled pressures on a regular basis. Take cold showers, engage in intense physical exercise, practice public speaking. This is the act of testing your mast in small, controlled storms so it is ready for the hurricane. The second step is to have a pressure mantra. This is a short, powerful phrase you can repeat to yourself when you feel your frame beginning to buckle, such as, "This is what I trained for," or "My principles are my mast." The third step is to focus on your process, not the pressure. In a crisis, do not focus on the overwhelming chaos. Focus on the one small, next right action. Like a captain in a storm, your job is not to fight the whole ocean, but to perform the next immediate task that is required to keep the ship afloat. The benefits of applying these actions are the development of a truly heroic and unshakable character. You will gain the quiet confidence that comes from knowing that you can be counted on in a crisis. You will become a source of profound strength and stability for your family, your team, and your community. People will instinctively look to you for leadership when the pressure is on, because your frame will hold when others are breaking. This is a profound transformation you will experience in your life. Your call to action is to choose your training. What is one small, voluntary hardship you can introduce into your life this week? A difficult conversation you have been avoiding? A workout that pushes you to your limit? Choose your small storm and practice keeping your mast steady. Guarding your frame under pressure requires 2 core underlying skills that must be mastered. The next lesson will teach you the twin pillars of all Stoic strength: the mastery of detachment and self-control. If you found this lesson valuable, please like this video, and as a final reader hook, remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel. Lesson 6. Master detachment and self-control. Imagine the sun, a celestial body of immense power and constancy. It looks down upon the earth and observes all of the frantic, chaotic, and often tragic events of human life. It sees wars, it sees famines, it sees the daily dramas of billions of people. Yet, the sun is completely detached and unaffected by this chaos. It continues to shine with a steady, unwavering light, in perfect control of its own nature. Its detachment is not coldness, it is the source of its constancy. This is the 6th lesson in protecting your frame. You must master detachment and self-control. This personal development video is inspired by Stoic philosophy. Many of us are in a state of inner conflict, where we are the exact opposite of the sun. We are deeply and emotionally entangled with every chaotic event that we witness, both in our own lives and in the world at large. We are attached to specific outcomes, and our lack of self-control makes us a slave to every external trigger and internal impulse. The problem with this lack of detachment and self-control is that it makes a strong masculine frame impossible to maintain. Your frame is your inner kingdom, and if you are constantly allowing the chaos of the outer world to dictate your emotional state, and you lack the self-control to manage your own inner impulses, then you are a king with no power. Your kingdom is in a state of constant civil war and is perpetually being invaded by foreign powers. This is a common and painful challenge that people face. This is not a position of strength, but one of profound and exhausting weakness. The transformative solution is to embrace the twin pillars of Stoic power. It is the practice of simultaneously cultivating a powerful detachment from the things you cannot control and a profound self-control over the things you can. The core idea is that these two skills are the engine and the rudder of the Stoic life. Detachment, which is achieved through the practice of the dichotomy of control, is the engine. By ceasing to waste your precious mental and emotional fuel on things outside of your control, you conserve an immense amount of power. Self-control, the virtue of temperance, is the rudder. It allows you to take all of that conserved energy and to direct it with precision and purpose toward your chosen goals. A man who has mastered both of these skills is a man who is both incredibly powerful and incredibly free. This gentle wisdom is the very blueprint for a life of purpose and peace. To begin this master-level practice, you must train these twin virtues daily. The first actionable step for building detachment is to practice the view from above. Every day, take 1 minute to visualize your own problems from the perspective of the stars. This shrinks their emotional significance. The second step for building self-control is the 1 day at a time challenge. Choose one small destructive impulse, like complaining or eating junk food, and commit to controlling it for just 24 hours. The third step is to see these two skills as a unified practice. Use the energy you save from detachment to fuel your acts of self-control. The benefits of applying these actions are the achievement of a state of profound personal sovereignty. You will feel a deep sense of freedom from the emotional roller coaster of daily life. You will feel a powerful sense of command over your own being. Your frame will become truly unshakable because it will be protected from both external chaos and internal turmoil. The transformation you will experience in your life is one from a man who is a victim of his world to a man who is the master of himself. Your call to action is to choose your 1-day challenge. What is the one small impulse you will master for the next 24 hours? Let this be your first deliberate act of building your self-control. When you have mastered these twin pillars, you are ready for the final step. The last lesson is about integrating all of this training into a new and unshakable way of being, a life lived with profound Stoic power. If you found this lesson empowering, please like this video, and as a final reader hook, remember to subscribe to the Stoic Power channel. Lesson 7. Live with unshakable Stoic power. Imagine a great mountain, a vast and ancient presence that has stood for millennia. It does not just withstand the storms. Its very presence shapes the landscape and influences the weather around it. It is not just a passive object of resilience. It is an active source of power and stability for the entire region. The mountain does not have to do anything to be powerful. Its power is in its very being, in its unshakable, steadfast existence. This is the final lesson in protecting your frame: to live with unshakable stoic power. For this entire journey, we have been in a state of inner conflict, learning the individual techniques and disciplines required to build our fortress. We have been the apprentice, learning how to lay the stones, build the walls, and command the troops. The final problem we must solve is to transcend the state of being an apprentice and to become the master. A life of true power is not one where you are constantly and consciously having to remember and apply a set of rules. It is a life where these principles have become so deeply ingrained that they are now your new nature. It is the difference between a student who is reciting a memorized line and a master who is speaking from the heart of his own wisdom. The transformative solution is the final and most profound integration of all the previous lessons. It is to move beyond seeing Stoicism as a set of tools you use and to embody it as the very person you are. It is the art of becoming the mountain. The core idea is the achievement of eudaimonia, the flourishing, virtuous, and well-lived life that is the ultimate goal of all Stoic practice. A man who lives with unshakable Stoic power is a man whose masculine frame is no longer something he has to consciously protect, because his frame is his very being. His stillness, his discipline, his resilience, and his self-control are not things he does. They are expressions of who he has become through relentless practice. His power is not a performance. It is an authentic and effortless radiation of his own well-ordered soul. This ancient wisdom feels alive because it offers a vision of a life of profound peace and integrated strength. To achieve this state of being is the work of a lifetime, but the practice is a daily commitment to embodying the principles. The first actionable step is to live by a personal philosophy. You must move from being a consumer of these ideas to being a practitioner. This means a daily commitment to reading, journaling, and reflecting on your own progress. The second step is to seek out worthy challenges. A mountain becomes strong by enduring the weather. You must actively seek out opportunities to test and strengthen your character. The third step is to make your primary purpose in life the service of your own highest principles and the common good. A life dedicated to something larger than yourself is the ultimate source of unshakable power. The benefits of applying these actions are the achievement of a life of profound meaning, resilience, and quiet, confident power. You will be free from the anxieties and fears that plague those who lack a strong inner core. You will become a natural leader and a source of stability for everyone around you. You will experience the deep and abiding peace that comes from a life where your actions and your values are in perfect, harmonious alignment. This is a profound transformation you will experience in your life. Your final call to action is a commitment to the journey. The path of the Stoic warrior is not a destination, it is a daily practice. Your mission, starting today, is to see every single moment of your life as an opportunity to practice being the man you wish to become. Every moment is the training ground. By recognizing the triggers of chaos, by building a foundation of stillness and disciplined boundaries, and by learning to master your own inner world with detachment and control, you learn to not just protect your frame, but to become a source of unshakable Stoic power. A man's true frame is not his body, but his character. By building the Stoic virtues of stillness, discipline, and self-control, you forge an inner fortress that can withstand any emotional chaos. You learn to protect your peace, not with aggression, but with unshakable, quiet strength. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. We gently remind viewers to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel for more wisdom on building an indestructible life.